What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode brought to you by the League FFB. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 must-start and 3 must-sit wide receivers on this short Thanksgiving week in Week 12 of the fantasy football season. And we're also going to give you some more information about a giveaway we're doing in my Discord. So make sure you stick around for more information on that. But without wasting any more time, let's hop right into this video and let's talk about the guys that I like first. Now, the first player that I like this week is going to be Michael Pittman Jr. of the Indianapolis Colts, and he gets to play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I currently have him inside of my top 10 players on the week at the position, which is going to make him a mid-range wide receiver 1 for your fantasy football teams. Now, it has been a few weeks since Michael Pittman Jr. has finished as a wide receiver 1 for fantasy football, but the target volume is still there. He's seen 52 targets over his last 5 games, averaging more than 10 targets per game in each of those matchups, so it has been a lot of volume for Michael Pittman Jr. I am expecting a bounce back week here against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because this Buccaneers defense is currently ranked 29th against the wide receiver position, currently giving up 33.4 fantasy points per game to the wide receiver position. Now, the second player that I like this week is going to be Adam Thielen of the Carolina Panthers, and he is getting to play the Tennessee Titans on the road. I currently have him as a top 15 play at the wide receiver position, which is going to make him a high-end wide receiver 2 for your fantasy football teams. Now, the story of Adam Thielen has kind of been the story of two halves. We have seen Adam Thielen score a bunch of touchdowns early on in the season, and it has since disappeared. He hasn't scored a touchdown since his bye week in week 7, but Adam Thielen still remains heavily involved in this offense. This matchup against the Tennessee Titans is going to be a rookie versus rookie matchup with Will Levis and Bryce Young, so I do think that this should be a very competitive game, and this Titans defense is very weak against the wide receiver position, currently ranked 27th overall and giving up 31.8 fantasy points per game to that position. And this is a little bit of a bolder call, but I really would not be surprised if Adam Thielen finally finds pay dirt after his bye week here in this matchup. Now, the third and final player that I like this week is going to be Zay Flowers of the Baltimore Ravens, and he gets to play on the road against the Los Angeles Chargers. Currently is a top 20 wide receiver in my rankings this week. That is going to make him a mid-range wide receiver 2 for your fantasy football teams. And last week, Zay Flowers had a very long touchdown called back on a penalty. Unfortunate for Zay Flowers and Zay Flowers fantasy football managers. And in that matchup, Mark Andrews went down with an ankle injury. It is expected that he is going to miss some significant time here to finish the season. And because of that, I think the Baltimore Ravens passing offense is going to have to lean on Zay Flowers a lot more down the stretch in this back half of the season. The Los Angeles Chargers is a very good matchup for Zay Flowers. They are currently ranked 31st out of 32 teams against the wide receiver position, and they are giving up 34.8 fantasy football points per game to that wide receiver group. And on top of all of that, this is expected to be one of the higher scoring matchups of the weekend, so there should be plenty of fantasy football points and real life points going around in this matchup. What's good, guys? I just had to take a second to let you guys know that I am giving away 3 NFL Legends jerseys over in my Discord. Just make sure you hit the link in the description to go over there and enter this giveaway. But we are giving away a Ricky Williams jersey, a Chad Ochocinco jersey, and a Michael Vick jersey. The only thing you have to do is be a member of that Discord. If you want to show us some love, you want to show us some support over here on the channel, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. But the only thing you need to do is go enter that Discord, and you can win yourself one of these jerseys that we are giving away on Thanksgiving Day. But now that we've talked about some of the guys that I like, let's talk about some of the guys that I don't like, and we're going to be starting with Terry McLaurin for the Washington Commanders. He is playing on the road against the Dallas Cowboys, currently is sitting outside of my top 25 wide receivers on the week, and I think he should be valued as a mid-range wide receiver 3 option for your fantasy football teams. And so far this year, Terry McLaurin has only finished as a wide receiver 2 or better in 4 of his games, and he has rarely found the end zone this year, only scoring twice on the season. So Terry McLaurin has been very boom bust and has not found the end zone very often, and now he gets a matchup against the Dallas Cowboys, who are the 3rd best team in football against the wide receiver position and are only giving up about 20.8 points per game to the position group. And if that isn't enough, I also think that this game is going to be very non-competitive. Right now, sportsbooks project the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Commanders by double-digit points. Now, the second player that I don't like this week is going to be DeAndre Hopkins for the Tennessee Titans, and we've kind of already talked about this game, but he gets to play against the Carolina Panthers. DeAndre Hopkins is currently ranked outside of my top 30 wide receivers on the week, which is also going to make him a mid-range wide receiver 3 for your fantasy football teams. Now, unfortunately for the Tennessee Titans and for Will Levis, this Titans offense has looked pretty bad as of late, and over the last 3 weeks, this Titans offense as a whole has only averaged 12 points per game. Now, in this 3-week span where the offense has looked like this, DeAndre Hopkins is averaging just over 3.5 receptions per game, so he's really not being involved in the passing game much at all in each of these matchups either. I really think if you're playing DeAndre Hopkins this week, he is just going to be a touchdown dependent option for you in this matchup. And keep in mind that DeAndre Hopkins has only scored in 2 of his 10 games so far this year, so it may not be the best bet. And additionally, this Carolina Panthers defense is the 5th toughest matchup in football for fantasy football wide receivers, only giving up about 23.1 points per game. And now the third and final player that I think is risky and that you should consider avoiding this week is going to be Courtland Sutton of the Denver Broncos, and he gets to play against the Cleveland Browns this week. I currently have him sitting outside of my top 30 wide receivers as well, and I think he should be considered a low-end wide receiver 3 for your fantasy football lineups. Now, Courtland Sutton is currently one of the hottest wide receivers in fantasy football right now. He has been a touchdown machine over the last 5 weeks, scoring in every single game in that span. And I might be taking a risk in saying this, but I do think that this matchup here against the Cleveland Browns is where that touchdown streak ends. This game is projected to be a very low scoring game. It has a projected game total of 35 points in this matchup. And on top of all of that, the Cleveland Browns are the 2nd toughest matchup in football against fantasy football wide receivers, only giving up about 20.5 points per game. And I could definitely see a scenario in this one where the Denver Broncos get up and choose to run the football and drain the clock during the second half of this game. Now, that is all I have for you guys today. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button. It is the best free way to show our channel some support, and it does help us to reach a wider audience and find more people that we can help and give fantasy football advice to. And also, if you like videos like this, you want to see more videos like this, make sure you are subscribed to this channel and also hit that notification bell. That way you never miss a video when these come out. And last but not least, if you want to enter that giveaway, which again ends this week, make sure you are a member of that Discord. Like I said, it is free to join, so there's no risk in joining that. And hopefully you'll be able to stick around in there and talk some fantasy football with a great community of people that we've built over here at the League FFB. And with all that out of the way, I will see you guys on our next video. But until then, peace out.